All right. Good morning. Hello. Bonjour. Happy to see you here. That's great. We have a moment to come together. I love it. I it's like medicine, right? It's great. So today we continue with the Happy Learner, say part 2, how to become a happy learner. And so how's that going? Are you getting a little happier doing this? I hope you do. Yeah, why not? Ah, great. So the happy learner. So we use, I still have my whole list of points that I scrolled through last time. And so we'll use that again today. And there was a sort of prayer connected to it too. It was a beautiful, we can actually read that right now. Expression. Truth is true. The truth is true. Nothing else matters. Nothing else is real. And everything beside it is not there. Let me, Holy Spirit, make the one distinction for you that you cannot make but need to learn. Your faith in nothing is deceiving you. Offer your faith to me, and I will place it gently in the holy place where it belongs. You will find no deception there, but only the simple truth, and you will love it because you'll understand it. Okay, this sounds like brand new, right? So we come back to that later. I'm not going to dive in too deeply, just as a refreshing idea, just as to freshen your memory a little bit. So it's okay, so let's get into this again, or anew. Like this is a new experience for you to come into that. So what is this language again? What is this? What is being shared? What is actually occurring? How do I do this? It's like, well, you don't need to do that much in that sense. So it's like, let me make this one distinction for you. It's what the Holy Spirit tells you. Let me make this distinction for you about what is and what isn't, what is truth and what isn't. Like you clouded everything in complexity in your mind, and so here is actually a gift to you to let that be undone, to let that be corrected for you. You cannot correct it yourself. That's what we said the last time too. Like you cannot correct yourself. So the first thing that is necessary is that you resign as your own manager, your own manager, your own teacher. You don't know, and you don't have to know. So it's going to be given to you. So this is one part of it. So then in the same piece that we just shared, it's like, so I don't have to make the distinction. And it's going to be placed, whatever that is, it is going to be placed in a holy place inside myself. And you see your mind tries to make a shape out of it, a form out of it. So it's like, okay, that must look like this. Oh, maybe I can imagine it. Oh yeah, maybe this. Like, no. That's not what this is. So if it is placed in a holy place inside of you, it has nothing to do with anything that you can imagine. So you don't have to engage that thing. Because when you do make an image of it, when you try to imagine it, it is literally in the way for you to receive it. That's a really essential part. So you let the Holy Spirit make the distinction for you between truth and not true, and let it place it in a holy place in you that you don't have to imagine. No, it's just by your openness and receptiveness that you will learn to receive it. So this is really what the miracle is. The receiving it exactly in the place of your openness, not knowing anything about it, not having any idea about how that looks. And that makes it easy, in fact makes it easy for you. So that's why we yes, study this in a certain sense. So that is good to know. So then this holy instant that we're talking about is a moment of, say, vertical alignment. Suddenly the world disappears for just a second, like you enter into invisibility. You have a deep experience of the love of God. You feel, oh yes. So this is the practice of the Course in Miracles, in fact. So this is the practice where you receive the love of God for just an instant, in the recognition of your oneness with God, with your brother. But it's an internal affair, so it's happening in you. It's not happening anywhere else. It's like it's happening in me. So this is also good to know. But so all these things that we're trying to remember right now, it's all like, okay, it's not of my business, really, in a sense. It's like, it's none of my business. The only thing I need to do is be open and hand it over. All that I think I know, I need to hand it over. I need to release it. I need to let go of it, so that my mind and consciousness opens up for all this to come to me. So that's a good thing to remember. And so another thing to remember is then, you know what I'm talking about, and you were successful in doing this. So it's not that you have to get yourself in front of a humongous challenge in order to get this. Like, this is much easier than you think, but because you're so used to thinking in complexity and different layers of, well, how are we going to attack this? How are we going to approach this? Like, you have your strategy. You have to disengage your strategies. And by not applying it, by not engaging it, by not activating it. So that's why we meditate, and that's why we become still and take time to relax and open up. Like, then suddenly you feel your heart opening and come to the place where you become vulnerable and defenseless. So this is a bit to start with this. All right, so I'm going to pull up my beautiful PDF. And so I made a French translation too, for whoever's interested in it. So this is the Happy Learner, but it's page 2. I think it's page 2. Yeah, page 2 of the thing. We were here. We did some of this. Truth is true, nothing else matters. We did that. This is what I just read to you, but it's still great to read though. So let's start here. Truth is true, nothing else matters, nothing else is real, and everything beside it is not there. Well, you could really share about that for a long time. Everything beside it is not there. I just wanted to share this. Wait a minute. This is the PDF that you already saw and have. It's like, truth is true. So this is still on the first page, but down below. The truth is true, nothing else matters, nothing else is real, and everything beside it is not there. Let me make the one distinction for you, which you cannot make, but need to learn. Your faith in nothing is deceiving you. Offer your faith to me, and I'll place it gently in the holy place where it belongs, and you will find no deception there, but only the simple truth, and you will love it because you understand it. Like you, the Holy Spirit did not make truth. So the truth is true, nothing else matters, nothing else is real, and everything beside it is not there. That is a huge lesson that we're actually learning. So that's the same as the image you just saw. Like nothing else matters. Nothing else is real in the first place. Nothing of that. Nothing of that. This is a lesson in awakening that is so important. So that means that all the things that you are concerned about, like think about in your daily life, all the concerns that you think are going on, you only make up, in fact, to establish yourself here in a place that is over, that is gone, that is not there. And which is really like a pretty amazing accomplishment. Everything that you do is in fact to confirm your establishment here, that you are here and that this world is real. That's why you bring it to mind. That's why you keep bugging yourself with it. That's why you keep doing that. That is such an amazing thing. So you need to see that you're doing that, and you say this whole plan of salvation to set you free from yourself, in fact, from your occupation of mind, is what is occurring. Like that is your awakening. I'm really distracted by all the noises outside, so give me a moment. Okay, that was the garbage man. Is he really there? Is he really there? Am I distracted because of something that is not there? Interesting, huh? See how I do that to establish myself here and talking to you? Everything is used for that. It's unbelievable. But now I can look at it. I'm consciously aware that I take a look at how I am in my dream, making all these things real, and say like, okay, I don't want to do that. In this moment, I don't want to do that. I want to stay right here. I want to say, come into a whole different experience of myself. I don't want to, I don't need to confirm my my life here, my existence here. So it doesn't matter, no matter what the situation is, in fact. It's like it does not matter. But at the same time, you'll feel that it matters totally to you. So it's like you cannot negate it. If it appears in your perception, you gotta recognize it for what it is. So just saying like it's worth nothing and nothing matters and all this, like is not going to do it. That's why you need help with this. You cannot correct yourself. You see now why. So that's good to remember, because everything comes back to that. It's the only lesson that's being learned, in fact, is what we said the other day. It's like it's the only lesson that's being learned. No, there's nothing going on here. You're home in heaven. This place isn't real. You're home in heaven. You gotta learn to let go of this idea about yourself. Okay, this is all for the good, for becoming a happy learner, right? That's still in the making. So, and one more time. The truth is true, nothing else matters, nothing else is real, and everything beside it is not there. It's gone, it's over. Okay, so like God, Spirit knows it to be true. He brings the light of truth into the darkness and lets it shine on you. So, and that is not so abstract at all. I mean, we're talking here about the holy instant, the moment in which you, say, have a vertical shift into invisibility, as the miracle principles say, like it shifts into invisibility. You are shifting into invisibility for just an instant. And this is how the light comes into darkness and shines the darkness away. okay, let it shine on you. And as it shines, your brothers see it, and realizing that this light is not what you have made, they see in you more than you see. They will be happy learners of the lesson which this light brings to them, because it teaches them release from nothing and from all the works of nothing. See how funny that is? That's so great. So it's like you are being released from nothing, from all the works of nothing. And that starts to shine through your eyes. So it's like the your release of the works of nothing, your release of the works of nothing start to make you shine and release and say increase the frequency of your happiness. Like you start to enjoy that. You start to enjoy that because you let go of something that you don't need, that was never there in the first place. So and this goes continuously. Things fall away. I don't need to do that any longer. Oh, I can. Suddenly I'm open to this because I forget. I let go of some ideas about myself. Now I can love my brother. I don't have to live according to the rules that I made up for myself, that I have this one partner and I'm not doing this and this and this and this. Like, no, that does not work that way any longer. Like, no, I'm absolutely present to love. And that doesn't distinguish. It is, say, completely random in that sense. It is not specific any longer. It's not idolizing anymore. All these things I don't have to do any longer. There's no privilege for some and some not. Like there's no distinction, no comparison, no analysis. Am I going to do this? Is this right what I'm doing? Or all this concern. Like all the concern about nothing is being released. And something happens to you when that occurs. Like it lifts your energy. It makes you lighter. It starts to shine like right through your eyes, and your brothers recognize it. In fact, it is you accept this for yourself. Your brother feels the freedom to do the same. You're literally demonstrating it. And you can enjoy doing that together in a sense. It's like you can be free of that and celebrate the release of self-identity, of trying to do everything right or managing or controlling, to let go of that. So you're able to start to play, to dance and to sing and to laugh, instead of working a heavy schedule to become awakened or something. Like, no, none of that. So it's not you doing it in the first place. So the correction is being made for you. You just allow the process to unfold in you, and become aware that you have all the freedom that you can possibly imagine. Like the only thing that was limiting you, or gluing you to the nothingness, was your own idea about yourself. And that idea was wrong. So it's just not what it is. So this is really great. Your brothers see it, and realizing that this light is not what you have made, they see in you more than you see. They will be happy learners of the lesson which this light brings to them, because it teaches them release from nothing and from the works of nothing. The heavy chains which seem to bind them unto despair, they do not see as nothing, until you bring the light to them. And then they see the chains have disappeared. And so they must have been nothing, otherwise they couldn't disappear. So this is what I meant, like you cannot just negate it, no, you actually start to see right through it, through any of the limitations that you imposed on yourself. And you will see it with them. Because you taught them gladness and release, they will become your teachers in release and gladness. When you teach anyone that truth is true, you will learn it with him. And so you learn that what seemed hardest was the easiest. Learn to be happy learners. And you see how that works. Like you come together to in fact, be open to receive this for yourself. In that, something shifts, because if I'm able to share it with you, I might hear it too, just because I'm sharing it with you. And suddenly it becomes true for me, and you actually help me to do so. Like you literally, this is a co-work activity. Like I'm able to express this to you, just like I do now. Like I'm able to express this to you. By you receiving this, I hear it myself too, and I join you in the happiness that it brings, that you actually hear it, and that you accept it, and that you start to demonstrate it yourself too. That will heal me. So it's, yeah, another expression was, I'm healed by your happiness. You hear this, it makes you happy, it sets you free. That heals me. But you do it still for yourself, so that's the other part. It goes automatic. It's like it's included in the deal. It's included in the deal. I love that. I love that. So that's, you see that at work. So you see that too when we come together. So healing takes place. Then you become literally the example of healing. You extend your love and happiness because you have received some of that for yourself. In that you have to give it away. That's how this works. This is how you become a happy learner. Recognizing that, like, oh, we don't need to do that. All the chains all the limitations I imposed upon myself, I don't have to do. My brother recognizes that and doesn't have to do that either. It's literally like you spread the freedom of being who you are. You spread the freedom of none of these limitations we imposed upon ourselves have any value for anyone. So we might as well let it go. Learn to be happy learners. So that's the top page. You will never learn to make nothing everything. Oh yeah, okay, so it's impossible to make from nothing everything in the first place. But see that this has been your goal and recognize how foolish it has been. So you try to say make everything out of nothing, and you cannot do that. And you start to recognize how foolish that has been. Be glad it is undone, for when you look at it in simple honesty, it is undone. We said before, be not content with nothing, for you have believed that nothing could content you, and it is not so. Yeah. If you would be a happy learner, you must give everything that you have learned over to the Holy Spirit, to be unlearned for you. And then begin to learn the joyous lesson that come quickly on the firm foundation that truth is true. For what is built, there is true. For what builded, there is true. And built on truth, the universe of learning will open up for you, before you, in all its gracious simplicity. With truth before you, you will not look back. Simple instruction is to give everything to the Holy Spirit, like as your total guide, moment by moment guide. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to respond. I don't know what to think about this. I don't know where to go. I don't know who to meet. I don't know this. I don't know that. Spirit, 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 help, help, help. Like that can go, your whole day can be like that. Like, I don't know, show me. And I wait until it's shown. I'm not making something up, like, oh, probably it's this. or probably it's that. No, it will be so sure. It is so simple, but it starts with your stillness, with your waiting for it, your patience, your stillness, your listening ears, like I'm going to listen for the answer. I'm not going to feel that in myself. So here is my training. Here's my moment by moment by moment by moment. Where am I supposed to go? Where is this? Where are my car keys? Where is this going up? Where is, like this? I mean, should I go left or right? Should I, even the very practical things, you can be guided in that too. But this is like a continuous training or asking for guidance to find the quickest way back home, in fact. So that's the reason why you use this. And you want a guide that knows the truth. And so that's why Spirit is so incredibly helpful. He's literally there for you to make that move and to be guided. And you see how everything opens up when you follow some of the guidance, at least already. Like you see that things are opening up. So suddenly there's a whole different, say, platform where you operate, so to speak. It is like you receive different connections. Suddenly there are brighter connections entering into your awareness, into your consciousness, that are actually, say, confirming, yes, you're on the right path. Yes, this is working. Yes, continue, listen, and open up and relax into this. See how that spreads out, like it expands. It becomes really like your world in a sense. It's like the old has disappeared. Your nose is pointed to truth and to the truth that you want to discover, and that what you want to have fully in your awareness. That's why this is happening. That's why you're here. That's why we continue to expand in this and grow in it and, say, have deeper and deeper experiences in it and feel and literally start to see there is no limitation. There's nothing holding us back for remembering home and say, sharing our joy, extending the joy into the kingdom, that it is so. So then it goes really quick in a sense. It's like the world will disappear in an instant and it might come back and then it disappears again. So like you come into this place where you can practice this, or where this is really given. That is the beauty of it. And you're in the middle of it. That's why you're watching this, or that's why you're present here. So and see, you don't have to believe my words. That's the great thing. Like, don't take my words for it, but it is like, discover it yourself. It is not true because I say so. It is true because it's true. Like, it works. It is the thing that works, and that is so great. So now I speak from my own experience in that, and you from your experience of it. But share me your experience too. It's important for me to hear from you in that sense. It's like, I want you to communicate what you have discovered for yourself just by your energetic acceptance of it. Like, it doesn't need words for that. It's is shown by your demonstration, just like it is mind. Like, it's not by my words. It's by my acceptance of this, and the incredible deep joy and excitement that comes with that. It's like becoming, so ready for the next step, whatever that is. Like, yes, bring it on. Yes, I want more. Yes, here it is. Yes. So that's great. So we continue. Wow, this is quite a piece. Nice. So the Holy Spirit is going to unlearn it for you. That makes it so great. Built on truth, the universe of learning will open up before you in all its gracious simplicity. So, and that is such a great line. Built on truth, the universe of learning will open up before you in all its gracious simplicity. With truth before you, it's like pointing your nose to truth, you will not look back. The happy learner meets the conditions of learning here, as he also meets the conditions of knowledge in the kingdom. All this lies, so knowledge in the kingdom, conditions of knowledge in the kingdom, takes care of all the doubt you've ever had. Because knowing is knowing. It has nothing to do with learning. It is just knowing it is the truth. Like that's where you come into in experiencing your oneness. All this lies in the Holy Spirit's plan to free you from the past and open up a way to freedom for you. For truth is true. What else could ever be or ever was? This simple lesson holds the key to the dark door which you believed is locked forever. You made this door of nothing, and behind it is nothing. It is just a heavy door. The key is only the light which shines away the shapes and forms and fears of nothing. The key is only the light which shines away the shapes and the forms and fears of nothing, of nothing, of nothing. Accept this key to freedom from the hands of Christ. So use the key, accept it from the hands of Christ. So that's happening within you, who gives it to you, that you may join him in the holy task of bringing light to darkness. For like your brothers, you do not realize the light has come and freed you from the sleep of darkness. Hello? Wake up! Hello, sleepyhead! Behold your brothers in their freedom and learn of them how to be free of darkness. Yeah, that's a great idea. Behold your brothers in their freedom and learn of them how to be free of darkness. The light in you will waken them, and they will not leave you asleep. The vision of Christ is given, the very instant that it is perceived. Where everything is clear, it is all holy. Okay, so a couple more lines that I love to share. The quietness of its simplicity, the quietness of its simplicity is like the quietness of its simplicity is so compelling that you will realize it is impossible to deny the simple truth. The quietness of its simplicity is so compelling that you will realize it is impossible to deny the simple truth. For there is nothing else. God is everywhere, and his Son is in him with everything. Can he sing the dirge of sorrow when this is true? The dirge of sorrow, like, oh no, help me. Oh, what happened? I don't want that. They're like, no, 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 you will not sing that song ever again. It is impossible to deny this simple truth. For there is nothing else. Like the love of God is no exception. It is always present, and it's always present in you. Oh, yes. So now I understand why I can be a happy learner. Like I don't have to sing the dirge of sorrow any longer. That's so great. So nothing happened. And whatever my despair was about, it is always about nothing, even though it doesn't seem that way at all. But I have to give it away in order for me to see it. I don't have to solve it. I don't have to smoothen it. I don't have to push it away. I don't have to attack anyone for it. I don't have to do anything for it. I only have to see it, that it is so. I have to allow myself to become so quiet that the simple, like the stillness of simplicity, will come to show me that truth is true and nothing else is true. Now I know the secret. Like I got the key to not even to open the door, but it's like the light that shines on this big dark door where you're very much afraid of is going to be shine away, and there's nothing behind it. So it was just an incredible big door, and that's all. Like it has no effect, and it was an imagination. It was not even a reality. So this simple gift of light that's being offered here now to you, and you accept that. You shine with your light all this away, and you don't have to be in sorrow any longer. So this is really great. But this sounds too good to be true almost, right? It's like, is it really that simple? Can I? Well, there you go with your mind. You're going to find reasons not to accept this. And so it's a continuing story, but this will come back, and it's like, yeah, this is too obvious. And that, of course, I'm going to accept it. It's too obvious. It's easy. It's really easy, until something happens that is right in front of your face, and suddenly you see, oh, gee, what did I get myself into? So to recognize the nothingness of it might take a moment. But that's all right. So it is okay to take some time for it, to actually have it be revealed to you that it is nothing. But don't forget the practice then, to immediately give it away to Spirit, so that it can come to you in its way, that you start to see it for what it is. Then everything becomes fun in that sense. It becomes fun. So this is the way that we talk about, like, you can be in the world but not of it, by asking Spirit continuously, like, show me what to do, show me how to respond, show me what is my next step, show me this, show me that. And all this, you can do that until the whole world is dissolved. Then you don't have to ask anything anymore. So there's one thing that I want to bring in. That's another part. I did not translate that into French. I'm sorry for that. So this is one part. Yeah. This is from 21b. Okay, so this is a little bit still about the acceptance of your happy learnership. So it has everything to do with perceptions, chapter 21. How foolish it is to attempt to judge what could be seen instead. So I love this phrase. How foolish it is to attempt to judge what could be seen instead. It's like, instead of judging what you think is going on, you might as well see what is right in front of you, right? So ask Spirit, like, what is this? I don't know what this is. My tendency is to go and judge, but show me what it really is. It is not necessary to imagine what the world must look like. It's like, you don't have to imagine what the world must look like. It must be seen before you recognize it for what it is. You can be shown which doors are open, and you can see where safety lies. You can see that. And which way leads to darkness, which to light. Judgment will always give you false directions, but vision shows you where to go. Why should you guess? Why should you guess? There's no need to learn through pain, and gentle lessons are acquired joyously and are remembered gladly. What gives you happiness, you want to learn. What gives you happiness, you want to learn, right? And not forget. You want to keep it with you. So that's great. So it's like, don't judge, don't imagine how it must be, but see it for what it is. And it will be clear what it leads to darkness and what to light. But see, there's the practice of becoming still and listen. So you don't have to guess. You don't have to guess what would be the outcome that spirit tells you. Like, you don't have to guess that. It will become so obvious. Okay, so the third paragraph I love to share. It is not this you would deny. Okay, where's that about? What gives you happiness you want to learn and not forget. It is not this you would deny. Yeah, you can agree with this, in other words. Your question is whether the means by which this course is learned. Oh, your question is whether the means by which this course is learned will bring you the joy it promises. If you believed it, the learning of it would be no problem. Oh, wait. So your question is whether the means by which this course is learned will bring you the joy it promises. If you believed it would, the learning of it would be no problem. That's also good to know. You are not happy learners yet, because you still remain uncertain that vision gives you more than judgment does. And you have learned that both you cannot have. The blind become accustomed to their world by their adjustment to it. They think they know their way about in it. They learned it not through joyous lessons, but through the stern necessity of limits they believed they could not overcome. And still believing this, they hold those lessons dear and cling to them because they cannot see. They do not understand the lessons keep them blind. Okay, so this is good to read too, right? So it is not this that you would deny. It's like, no, what gives you happiness you want to remember. You don't want to forget. Absolutely. So now it's only the question then, is what is being offered here is really going to bring you joy that it promises? So is it really true? Is it actually working that way? So if you believe that, then it would be no problem to learn this. This is what it says. Like you have become accustomed to your denial, in fact. You have become so accustomed to it. And why do I put so much emphasis on it? Like, why can we just continue being happy learners? Like, can we just be happy learners now instead of all this? Well, just in case. Just in case, it's good to know this. It's like, you can only answer this for yourself. Like, am I really trusting this, that it will bring me joy? Am I really trusting this, that it will bring me joy? This lesson is easy to learn. And like, there would be no difficulty at all. So if that is the case, wonderful. Then, hey, yeah, you learn the lesson. It goes quick. But just in case that you think like, well, I'm not sure. Yeah, of course I'm sure, quite sure. Yeah, quite sure about this. Yeah, it's going to bring me happiness, sure. It's going to be joyous, sure. But see, if there's any hesitation, like in the course it says somewhere, just the merest frown, like if you question anything, even with your eyebrows, like, I'm not sure, then you deny the whole thing, you know, then you deny yourself access to the freedom that is right in front of you. So, yeah, that's just how that works. So you might as well be aware of it, that it can be a case, and that you recognize it in yourself, which is also something, right? It's information. It's like, okay, apparently there's something there that I'm not trusting here, or can that be undone too? Yes, of course, it can be undone, so give it away. So now we have the whole cycle of becoming a happy learner, in fact, out in the open. It's right in front of you. So you can practice it and use it and apply it. And you know all the, say, the complexities that are showing up, or side effects of singing a dirty sorrow song. When you find yourself doing that, just think of this then. Wait a minute, I'm singing the song of sorrow and it doesn't sound good. It's like the worst blues I've ever heard. And I got so sick of it. I've been singing that song for so long, I don't want to do that any longer. Like, are there some happy tunes I can learn to sing? It's like, yes, there are. So, so here's your new inspiration. You pick up this idea. I hand everything over to Spirit in order to be free of the limitations that I impose upon myself. In that, I say, free my brother, and I can celebrate with him our homecoming together. And this is the only thing I want to do. I leave the past for what it is, because it is over. I leave this world for what it is, because it is over. I don't need to do anything with it. So here we are, getting ready for the homecoming of us and celebrating that together. So that's how to become a happy learner. Now we have the whole story like completely round, like as a whole package presented to you. So that's really lovely. So we need help. And I found one prayer, one miracle prayer that I love to read to you and pray with you. Lesson 284. So I'll pull that up real. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. So please pray with me. Loss is not loss when properly perceived. Pain is impossible. There's no grief with any cause at all. And suffering of any kind is nothing but a dream. Such is the truth. At first, to be but said, and then repeated many times. And next, to be accepted as partially true, with many reservations. Then to be considered seriously more and more and more and more. And finally accepted as the truth. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. And I would go beyond the words today, go past all reservations, and arrive at full acceptance of the truth in them. Father, what you have given cannot hurt, and grief and pain must be impossible. Let me not fail to trust in you today, accepting but the joyous as your gifts, accepting but the joyous as the truth. Father, what you have given cannot hurt, and grief and pain must be impossible. Let me not fail to trust in you today, accepting but the joyous as your gifts, accepting but the joyous as the truth. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. So thank you for your presence here. Thank you for allowing me to teach this to you or share this with you. And thank you for your part in this. It's really lovely. Thank you so much. And so we continue in class, but I'm saying, like, see you soon.